solar projects can void the roof warranty, as could just getting up on the rooftop and walking around on it. Rooftops are not meant to be construction sites, and that is a lesson that can be learned over and over and over again if you do a lot of construction sites on the rooftop, until you start paying a little more attention to what you're doing your work on top of. Now, I think solar has many advantages to earn its place on the rooftop. Putting a metal framework that's strong and lightweight on top of a roof only gives it more structural integrity. So if the house is burning down, the roof will stay up longer. So I think that firemen should actually like solar on the roof. Beyond structural integrity and perhaps some mild insulative properties, a solar array on the roof should extend the life of the roof. The number one cause of rooftop deterioration is direct exposure to sunlight, which is unavoidable. So getting up on the roof and walking around on it, yeah, that's bad for the shingles. That grit falling off should not be happening. But the grit will fall off with just direct exposure to sunlight and exposure to the elements. Now, don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean that walking around on the shingles is better than the shingles just being exposed to sunlight. Walking around on the shingles is worse. You're not supposed to walk around on shingles, but if installed in a proper manner, the exposure to sunlight is what degrades the shingle. So covering it up with solar should extend the life of that roof surface. Installers know that the lag screw into the rafter underneath is such a strong connection that a leak from a solar roof attachment is like the last thing on an installer's mind in terms of things that could possibly go wrong with a solar array. It just doesn't happen. There's many stories of installers saying, I can count 10 to 1 whenever there's a roof leak that it's not the solar array causing the leak. And in my experience, that's true. It doesn't mean that the contractor didn't cause the leak, but the solar attachments didn't cause the leak. Maybe the contractor didn't seal the roof penetration correctly. Maybe the contractor was walking around a little too close to the edges of the buildings and stepped on some flashing and busted some sealant and didn't realize it. Maybe something else with the roof has gone wrong, but the leak being caused by the solar attachment being screwed through the roof, that is not the prime suspect when there's a roof leak, even after the solar array is installed. There's a rare reason where the solar array installed correctly would ever trigger a roof warranty issue. For the most part, the solar array would be protecting the roof once installed correctly. Of course, a solar contractor, crossing all the T's, dotting all the I's, can install solar without voiding a roof warranty. Solar is a product that is rated and listed and tested to be on a rooftop. There are proper roofing products for this. And there might be a competitive edge that a roofing manufacturer would have over an electrical contractor, and that they could promote the fact that they're already maintaining the contractor warranty of the roof and the manufacturer's warranty of the roof. But most roofers do not do solar, and most electricians do not do solar. The problem with putting solar on an old roof is not that it wouldn't help get longer life out of the old roof. I mean, I hate the argument that says the roof is old, let's rip it off and put a new one on before we put the solar array on, because both will last a really long time. The solar array should extend the life of the roof, whether it's brand new or whether it's 10 years new or 15 years new. So what is the real problem with the ages being out of sync, or whatever that really means? The problem is getting up on an old roof The old roof has already experienced its deterioration rate. And so an old roof is simply, older than a new roof, and a roof does not make a good construction site. So solar can be hard on a roof, and some installations are harder on a rooftop than others. It's all about access, walkability, the ability to get your roof equipment lit in, the amount of weight and material that's up on the rooftop. All those things impact the job site. And the simple fact is, an old roof is easier to damage. So, a roof that's old enough to really start showing the signs of age from the ground, that's a rooftop you could get up on and start walking on the shingles, and the shingles are ripping and sliding out. And now you have a much larger problem on your hands that you might not be accounting for as just the solar contractor. You might be thinking, hey, I'm doing him a favor by putting something protective on top of his terrible rooftop, not accounting for the fact that it could be an older roof, that the problem is when you're up on it working. So I'm not really concerned about the age of the roof versus the age of the solar array getting out of sync. I mean, solar is a long-term product. If it were my own personal home, I'd probably do rolled shingle underneath the array. Just keep in mind that older roofs are easier to damage when working on them. New roofs can be problematic as well. Commercial spray-on roof, it needs to be installed correctly. If they're spraying it on and it rains and they keep spraying it on, then that spray-on coating can just peel right off.